Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome along. Welcome to our weekly training webinar, guys. Hope you are doing very, very well. Welcome along. So today, we're going to be talking about managing your business structure. So there's really 8 areas we're going to touch upon. There's so many things obviously involved in your business and your structure, etc. But we're going to talk today about motivation, about recruiting, about planning, about organizing, about supporting, evaluating, controlling, and celebrating. So these are the 8 areas that I want to touch today. Hope you're going to get value from that and you'll be able to apply those things that you're going to learn today in your business so that you can get maybe more out of it, you can support your team in a better way, you can organize your business in a better way, etc. So number one, we're going to start with motivation. So motivation has the DNA, right? So DNA stands for direction, needs, awards, right? So first of all, we need to figure out what is the direction. Number one, what is the direction of our business? Number two, what is our direction? Where are we going at? And then number 3 is what is the direction of each of our leaders, of each of our team members, right? So when we're working with an individual, we need to figure out where is this person going. The number 2 is needs. What does this person need? What do I need? And this way, by analyzing the needs, again, we can figure out whether this person just needs some extra income, or maybe this person needs a complete life change because they're completely stressed out in the job they are right now, or whatever it is, right? And then awards. What is this person, likes? What would this person like to receive? How can we award this person or recognize this person that they would be happy, etc. And really, it's important to figure out their why. Why is the word that you keep hearing all the time. What is your why? The reason to do it. They say why is probably the most important thing in the whole of achievement. Whether you're going to achieve something or not will depend on your why. If the why is big enough and important enough, then you will achieve it. If not, then probably you're going to fail because you're going to run out of motivation to do that because it's not a big enough reason for you to achieve it. So you need to figure these things out. So we need to look at activity, we need to look at feelings, and we need to use visualization. So when we're working with somebody, we want them to visualize. Even if they're starting today, we want them to visualize driving that car, or going on a stage, or earning that type of income, etc. So we want them to really feel what this is going to give to them, etc. If we want to motivate them, right? We need to use stories. Stories of other people like them who have achieved things. So if a person says, oh, I'm not sure because I'm a single mom, then we need to give them a story of another single mom who achieved, etc. That way, it's gonna boost their motivation, etc. And we really need to figure out, where are they coming from and where are they going to, and we need to close that gap. So we need to show them how they can go from where they are today to where they want to be, in the fastest possible way. That will motivate them to keep going. So that's motivation. But really, in terms of the motivation, the best thing, if you want the person to be totally motivated and to stay motivated, you need to make sure that they take responsibility. Because if they don't take responsibility, you're going to have to motivate them every single day, right? But if they take responsibility that, this is, the business is amazing, you can achieve really great things, you can have everything you want, but it's your responsibility to do that. Nobody's going to do that for you. And if the person accepts that, they will stay motivated much longer and much easier, because now they're going to be driving themselves instead of having to be pushed by you all the time. And really need to work on that, that their motivation is coming from inside and not from outside. Okay, so number 2 is recruiting. So in order for us to grow our business, obviously we need to be recruiting people, we need to be looking for new people, etc. So there's various ways of how we can find new people for our business and how we can recruit them. So we can have what we call 2-on-1 presentation, where you and your sponsor or your mentor meet with your prospect, right? And the two of you, mostly your mentor presents the business and the person listens, and then you guys sign up the person, or using three-way calling, over telephone or Skype or conference call, etc. Using webinars, as a great tool, etc. Doing business opportunity presentations and trainings, Doing parties, product parties is a great way to recruit new people into your business. Going to fairs and expositions, etc., where you can have a stall or approach other people who have stalls there and talk to them and network with them, etc. House meetings, inviting a bunch of people to your house meeting, providing help or asking for help. People who talk to you and they mention that they are struggling with their bills, or that they need some extra income, etc. These are could be candidates again for your business. Lending product samples to people, again, it's a great way of recruiting them, because if you go, hey, I'm just doing some market research, would you mind trying these products for a couple of days and then give me your opinion, etc. So this way they will try, they can become your customer, and they can also become part of your business, right? And spending free time together, spending free time together with people who you think potentially could be great assets for your business. I've heard of top leaders in this industry who spend years and years building a relationship with some key people in the business, who now become part of their business, and they are now doing superbly well, etc., and getting really good results. But they spent years building a relationship with that person to win that person over. So sometimes it's not just a one-off thing, etc. So that's really, and the main idea here is don't prejudge. Don't be a person who goes, this lady is not good for me. This guy is too lazy. This person is already earning enough money. Never prejudge, because from experience, you'll find that people who you thought will be the best people for your business, they won't even do anything, or they won't even join. And people who you never would have thought in a million years, they're going to go and become your biggest leaders. So never prejudge, talk to everybody, and just see who is ready, who's basically ready for changes in their life, who's ready to earn some income, etc. Okay, so that's recruiting. The number 3 is planning. So in terms of your business, there's a lot of planning. They say if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Now, I know it's a bit of a cliche, and everybody heard that, but it's true. I've never heard of anybody, succeeding by chance. I've never heard anybody getting a gold medal in Olympics by mistake. Where they go, oh, I didn't even exercise, and this is what happened. Look, right? It doesn't happen this way. People who succeed majorly in life, they have prepared for that, they have planned for that, and they've been working for that years before they get to that result, right? They say it takes many nights to become an overnight success. So it's important to plan your business. So it obviously all starts with time management. How good are you with your time management? How are you using your time? Are you using it wisely? Are you using it productively? Or are you wasting a bunch of your time? Because again, people who I came across who are very successful in different fields, not just in business, I find that they are very, very meticulous with their time. Yes, they do have family time. Yes, they do have downtime, and they spend time in solitude to meditate, etc. But when it comes to work, when it comes to building the business or whatever they do, they really focus and they really put in the work. So it's really important to have goals, obviously, to have objectives, to have action plans that you work on. I always call it DMO, daily method of operation. So do you have a daily plan of action that you stick to every single day? These are the tasks that are live or die, that has to be completed every single day. Do you have that type of list that's going to earn you the type of income that you want to earn, etc. Right? So it's really, really important. Having things like meeting schedules. Do you have a meeting schedule? Do you know that what sort of meetings happen every single week or every single month in your business, etc.? Do you work towards them, right? So that's definitely important. Like having tools, being prepared with your tools and organized. If you're going to a business opportunity presentation, it's important to have your tools, your samples, your registration forms, whatever you use, right? Some people get to the presentation and then they start thinking, oh, do I have this and that? My question for you, if you go hunting, when do you load your gun? Probably way before that, right? So same way here, prepared. You need to be prepared to close the sale, or you need to be prepared to recruit that person way in advance of that meeting actually taking place. So you need to know what you're going to say. You need to have the right tools. You need to have the right resources, etc. I've seen it a million times where people run a business opportunity presentation, and then at the end of the presentation, somebody says, okay, I want to join. Do you have a sample kit? And the person goes, no, sorry, I haven't. What sort of signal does that send? That sends the signal to me. That sends the signal that I didn't even think that somebody's going to join. That's why I haven't even got a sample kit with me, or whatever, right? So really think these things through in advance, and also, what I call vaccination, which is basically preparing a new person for all the bad things that are going to happen. So if you have a new starter who just got started, the chances are they will think that everything is going to be easy, everybody going to say yes, everybody going to join the business, etc. And when people start saying no to them, when people start rejecting them, when they start getting this feelings of failure, etc., they're going to quit the business. So you need to give them the vaccination way before that. You need to prepare them for that. You need to go, John, I know you're excited. I know you're fired up. I know you want to build your business and you want to become a rock star, and you will be. However, I have to warn you. These are the things that's going to happen. Number one, when you get home, the chances are, because your wife wasn't here, the chances are she's going to try and talk you out of doing this business. So when you prepare them and they go home and somebody attacks them, they go, oh, Gadamin has told me this is going to happen, so it's okay. I know what to say here, etc. So that's what I call vaccination. So preparing them in advance for what's going to happen. Okay, so that's planning. Okay, number 4 is organization. So you need to get a bit organized. So number 1 is obviously diary or a calendar, or if you're using digital ones on your phone or iPad or whatever, you need to have some sort of a way of organizing yourself. Accessing website. The official company website, you should be on it every single day. Now, not all of the day, but you need to visit it at least once a day, every single day, to see what's happening, what are the news, what are the events, what are the special offers, etc., so that you can be informed and you can also inform your team members, your customers, etc. Access to training sites and resource sites. Almost every team has a Facebook group, has a website where you can download resources, watch trainings, etc. Again, you need to be accessing those resources, learning, studying, etc. There's so many people who get into a home-based business and they go, I'm gonna try. This is the biggest mistake. How many of you know of a brain surgeon in your area who is trying his profession? Nobody who's earning above average income tries their profession. They burn bridges and they go all in. They go wholeheartedly into that profession. So same way in home-based business, you need to go all in. You need to start studying it. You need to get professional. You need to learn everything you can learn so that you can do this for a living. You can have this as a full-time business. Okay. Also, being aware of the materials you have, the tools you have, being aware of incentive programs and the rewards. What do you need to do? The company just announced the anniversary trip, right? This year is to Dominican Republic, right? So do you know what you need to go there? If you don't, you need to figure it out, right? Because you're not going if you don't know what you need to do, right? So these things are really, really important, right? Having a database. That's how you get organized. Having a database. Do you know who's in your team? How many people in your team? Who are the leaders in your team? Who are the business builders? Who are the salespeople? Who are the just consumers? Etc. All of these things you need to know. I remember somebody said, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. You need to get addicted to numbers. If you went to Tesco's tomorrow and I asked them how many cans of baked beans they sold last month, they would be able to tell you exactly the number of cans of baked beans that they sold. Why? Because they're serious about the business. That's why they're making the type of money that they're making, because they know their numbers. Too many people in a home-based business, they have no clue of their numbers. They have no idea what their numbers are. They don't know how much money they're making. They don't know how many team members they have. They don't know how many of those team members are actually active, etc. Right? So it's important to figure these things out, to be responsible and to really find out. If you don't know, ask somebody. But figure these things out. How is the commission calculated? How does this work? How does that work? How do you get a car from the company? How do you get the holiday from the company? How do you reach the next level up, etc., etc., etc.? Are you organized enough, and do you know this information, right? And obviously having regular meetings of the minds, of people who maybe a core group of your team, your core leaders, etc., where you can plan, where you can brainstorm, where you can, just build your business on with that group, etc. So that those might be your leaders, those might be leaders in your team, etc. Right? And focusing on the bigger picture also, having that vision. So what is the core driver in your business? What is the core vision in your business? I know, you need to make money, you need to do this, that, and the other, but in the big picture, what are you trying to achieve here? What is your big goal? What is the highest purpose of you being in this business, etc.? All right. Number 5 is support. Okay, so when it comes to support, it's really, really important, because in business, a lot of people that I find, for example, people who join my team, for example, who come from other companies, very often it wasn't that the company was bad, it wasn't that the product was bad, it wasn't any of these things, but very often people didn't get support. They didn't get the training, they didn't get support, they didn't get the advice, they were just felt left alone. And they failed in business miserably, and then they left the business because they basically didn't get the support that they needed. So are you providing that support? So providing the correct information, explaining, what they need to do, how they need to do it, telling them exactly, step-by-step process, how can they achieve the next level, what sort of things are available for them to achieve, etc. Giving them resources and tools, like I've mentioned already, like a training website, Facebook group, putting them on an email list, WhatsApp group, Viber group, etc., Zoom broadcast, whatever. There's so many different tools that we can use, like this webinar, for example, right? So basically giving tools for your team members to succeed. Imagine if you had a traditional business, somebody, you employed a new person, and you said, well, we're not going to give you any training, you need to figure it out how to do this job. What's the chance of that person doing the job the way you want them to do? Very low chance, because you basically haven't told them what to do. Well, a lot of people recruit people in a home-based business and just go, well, go and figure it out. I hope this person is gonna, my job is done. I recruited them into the business. Now their job is to figure it out. Well, you know what? That's not easy. So you need to be that person who tells them what to do, how to do, when to do it, etc. So this person can feel that, okay, I know what I need to do here, etc. Right? So it's really, really important. Again, showing you people how to use the corporate website, where to find all the information, where to find files to download, etc. Again, having meetings, trainings, webinars, broadcasts, etc. Teaching people about objections. What sort of objections you're going to come across, what sort of challenges you're going to come across. You don't want to just teach people positive stuff, that you're going to get the car and you're going to get this and that and the other, etc. Yeah, they need to know all of that, but also you need to teach them all of the challenges that are going to happen, all of the other things, the amount of work they're going to have to put into this, etc. They have to understand what it's going to take to get to the type of income they want to get, etc. Right? And again, explaining different ways of selling products, different ways of recruiting people, different ways of building your team, etc. So all of those things are really, really important. Okay, number 6 is evaluation. So what is the sort of evaluation? Well, number 1, for example, is a 90-day plan. So when when you get a new person started, and even for yourself, you can set 90-day plans. So what is it that I want to achieve over the next 90 days? The benefit of using 90-day plans and setting goals, etc., is that now you can evaluate. 90 days from now, obviously you can evaluate much more often, but 90 days from now you can evaluate, okay, so where did we get? We said we want to go here, and where are we now? Did we hit our goal? Are we behind? Are we, have we done more than we said we're going to do? Etc. Time commitment. Starts and they say, okay, I'm going to commit 10 hours a week to this business. Then again, you can evaluate that. You can go, Tom, so how many of those 10 hours have you actually put last week into the business? So it gives you a chance to evaluate again. Monitor the business. Like seeing the genealogy, tree, seeing the downline, etc. It's an amazing tool where you can open your tree and you can see the whole of your team and see what is happening, how many points who are doing, how many new recruits are appearing, etc. And this way, again, you can monitor and evaluate somebody's progress and somebody's effort, etc. Calculating commissions, looking at the structure, and really seeing where the business is going, which direction is your whole business is going, but that particular person. So if you're working with a couple of leaders, you can go, okay, let's have a look where your business is heading today. Let's see where your business is heading this month. Where is your business heading this year, etc. And then you can, again, evaluate and give them feedback. Say, hey, you said you want to make this type of income by the end of the year. By the looks of where your business is going, it doesn't look like it's going to hit there unless you start doing this, that, and that, because your business needs to change, your results need to change, etc. Okay, number 7, one before last, is controlling. So again, they say that you're happy to the level of control that you feel in your life. When you feel stressed, when you feel unhappy, the chances are you've lost control in one of the areas of your life. And that might be not just finances or business, but it might be different areas. But we're going to focus today, obviously, on your business. So controlling, things like checklists. Having a checklist. Like I mentioned earlier on, DMO, daily method of operation. I have it in a form of checklist where I can tick it off. I can go, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. I need to do this now. He says, so I have my DMO every single day, and I just tick it off that, okay, that's all of my done. And then I can do things that I, think on top of that. But my core things have to be done every single day. So things like, looking at your tree, reviewing your goals, checking, the company website, attending certain meetings or trainings, etc., etc., etc. Contacting a certain amount of people every single day, going on social media, doing your bits on social media and things like that. Updating team members, etc., sending in emails, posting on your Facebook group, posting on your WhatsApp group, etc., so that your team members are aware of what's happening in business, etc. So those again can be daily tasks, and that puts you in control of your business, where you have certain level of control. Now, you can't control other people. That's simple as that. You can't control your team members, you can't control your leaders, etc. I mean, you can't control people in a traditional job, etc. Less so in this type of business, because this is a volunteer army. Nobody's been drafted into this business. Nobody's being paid a salary in this business. So everybody can do as much or as little as they want. If they choose to, they can do nothing at all, and there is nothing you can do about it. If they choose to, they can go and rock and roll and do 10 times more than you do, and again, you can't stop them. And they can overtake you, and your team members can make a lot more money than you can ever make, etc. And that's okay too. So everybody in this business can do as much or as little as they want. So knowing that we can't control other people, what we can control is other areas of our business, like communication, etc., where we can provide all the training, all the information, all the communication, hoping that this person is going to use that and take advantage of that and take their business and their results to the next level. Last one, number 8, is really fun one. It's celebration. And you need to remember that, because too many people are just work, and no fun, no games, no play, no celebration. And at the end of the day, many people come to home-based business from a traditional job environment because they're sick of seriousness, because they're sick of being told off by the boss all the time, because they're sick of just working and having no fun, etc. So they come to this type of business because they want to be awarded. They want to be recognized. They want to feel like a family member. They want to feel like a part of something bigger, like something that they can contribute and grow, etc. So you need to make sure that you create that environment in your business where you do celebrate things that are happening, you do get excited about things, etc. Personally, for me, that's the best part of this business, that I get excited all the time, because this is not a routine. This doesn't get boring, because new people join all the time, new things happen, new products come out, new announcements come from the company, new things I find out from my team members, and I keep getting excited all the time. I never used to get so excited in my job, because after a few months, it just gets into a routine, and it's same thing day in, day out. Business is very different from that, so again, you need to make sure that you use things like certificates. I mean, it doesn't cost much to print out a certificate to somebody who just achieved a level, or put on Facebook, this person just hit this level, and that you proud of them, etc. But it really makes a difference for that person. Awards, attending conferences, etc., because those have a lot of celebration, etc. Incentive achievements, etc. Public recognition, team parties and outings. Having maybe just a group of couple of people meeting together to have fun, or maybe the whole team meeting for some social gathering where it's not training, no business, just having fun, enjoying yourself, etc. Going to company events, that are in Poland or in other countries, etc., where you again can enjoy yourself, spend time with your team members and with your leaders in a different type of environment, where you can bond and really feel like a part of a family, etc. And also, it's just it's being a friend. I heard one of the top people in our industry, a person who makes extraordinary amounts of income, etc. And when he was doing a training, he said, well, I might not be the best trainer, I might not be the best teacher, I might not be the best whatever recruiter, etc. He goes, but what I am best at, I'm the best friend to my team members. He goes, above anything else, none of my team members, can turn around and go, well, this guy is not my friend. He goes, I specialize at becoming a really good friend with people. And when you become friends with people, then everything else happens by itself. If you're a really good friend with somebody, then they will respect you anyway. They will listen to you anyway. They will follow you anyway because you're such a great friend. So try and build these relationships with people where it's not just about, you are a number in my downline. You are just a person who produces enough volume for me to hit my level, etc. But something extra, where, you're part of my family. You part of, you are, my team. You are my, core group. You're my whatever, right? My life wouldn't be same without you. Instead of this person just being a number in your team somewhere down line, etc. That gives a completely different feeling for that person and for the whole organization. So that's really about celebration. So guys, I hope you found this useful. I hope you got some nuggets out of this. I hope you found some information. I can see some people saying hello. Hey, Nike. Hey, mom and dad. Hey, Emma. Hey, Louise. Hey, Villia. The best way to motivate a person who gave up? I'll tell you the best way. It's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So what I mean, don't chase them, replace them. Now, you could re-energize, re-motivate this person who gave up, but actually the chances are it's going to take a lot of your energy, a lot of your time, and you might not even get them to come back if they gave up. It's easier to use that energy and to get another 5 people in the business who will be fired up, excited, and go and crush it in business. So don't waste time with people who are not willing to do what they have to do. Instead, go and look for new people and replace them instead of chasing them, saying, hey, please come to the meeting, please come to the training, please do something, right? Don't do that, right? You have amazing opportunity. Go and gift other people with this opportunity, and they will come and start doing some tremendous things, etc. Emma saying, what do you do daily? So yeah, like I mentioned, for me personally, I have certain things that I do most of the days actually. So like providing a bit of training for my team members, on our Facebook group, on our WhatsApp group, etc. Like checking the company website and checking the news, seeing what are the special offers for today, what things that came out, etc. Checking my structure, seeing what's happening with the points, what with each leader, etc. Recruiting new people. A lot of my energy and time is always going to looking for new people. So whether it's on social media, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's following up with people, etc. But constantly, a lot of my time and energy is going every single day to approach new people, right? Because if you're not approaching new people every single day, then your business will stop growing. So you need to make sure that every single day you're approaching new people, right? And you're growing your business. Even if you have loads of great leaders, awesome, support them, guide them, but keep building new people, keep bringing new people on board, because you want your business to grow, you want your business to go to the next level, etc. And there's a natural attrition. So some people who you brought in who are doing something now, 6 months from now they won't be in the business anymore, a year from now they won't be in the business anymore, because life happens. People get married, people get divorced, people get pregnant, people give births, etc. So things happen, life happens, outside of your control, and people will come and go. So you need to make sure that you keep building your team, you keep bringing new people into your team, so your team can go from strength to strength to strength to strength and keep growing and building, etc. So a lot of my energy every single day is focused towards bringing new people, approaching new people, and I'm just brainstorming very often. I did this little post on Facebook yesterday about what helps you to get efficient, and people started contributing, saying, hey, this thing helps me to get more efficient, etc. Sports. And for me, it's like that. Whenever I'm exercising, very often when I'm exercising, I get new ideas. When I'm running, or when I'm doing my morning exercise, etc. Very often at that time, because the body is in full action, etc., I get loads of great ideas, and I keep thinking, okay, how else can I find new people? How else can I approach? How else can I present my business? How else can I get people curious? How else can I get people interested, etc.? And I get some ideas and I go and execute them. Another big thing here is when you get a good idea, don't put it aside. Don't go, oh, one day I'll do something on that, because you will never do it. You need to straight away attack that. So if you get a great idea, it's like a gift from universe, from God, or grace, or whatever you call it, right? But when you get a great idea, you need to act on it. Because if you neglect it, then you won't get any new great ideas. So whenever you get a good idea of go and do it. Go and start something. Go and attack that idea and make it into reality, etc. This way, you're going to get more great ideas, and then you apply them, and you're going to get more great ideas. So work on your ideas, because very often we get such great ideas. Like today, just actually before I started this webinar, I had a great idea. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to start doing it, but I need to start this webinar. So as soon as I finish this webinar, I'm going to go and execute on that idea, because I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm going to recruit a bunch of people using that idea. But you need to work on those ideas. And no, I'm not going to tell you about that idea. But really, really important to do that. Nike's asking, at what stage do you have to accept that actually you have only made a new friend as opposed to a prospect? Actually, there is no such a stage, to be honest with you, because somebody might join you today, straight away after you presented the business. Somebody might join you in a month. Somebody might join you in a year. Somebody might join you in 5 years. Somebody might join you in 10 years. There are people in this industry, in network marketing, who've been doing network marketing for 10, 15, 20, 25 years, etc. And those people they go, look, when I first started, I approached this person, they said, nah, it's not for me, etc. But this person came to me 10 years later. They have a team of 10,000 people, and they're making really, really good results. So the reality is, you never cross the person off your life and you go, oh my gosh, I'm not going to give this person an opportunity ever in my life. What I mean about don't chase them, replace them, is that if you offer somebody the business and they go, oh, whatever, I'm not interested, no problem. And the question I like to ask, I go, that's no problem at all. Would it be okay if I if I approached you in the future? And most people will say, yeah, sure. And that gives you excuse to contact them 6 months from now or a year from now, because like I said, life changes. People get jobs, people lose jobs, people go on maternity leaves, people do different things, right? People retire, etc. So somebody who's full-time working today, 80 hours a week, etc., they will go, no, I'm not interested, I haven't got any time. But a year from now, they might go from 80 hours a week to 30 hours a week. And now they haven't got enough money, they are bored, they have loads of time on their hands. And if you approach them again, they'll go, hey, great, I'm ready now because I have the time, etc. So if you build this friendship, that's the whole point of building the friendship, that it's not like, oh, if you're not in my business, then you know my friend, I don't want to talk to you, etc. If you keep being friend to those people, you will see they will turn around. We had people in our team, in our friend circle, who we approached when we first joined the business. They said, no, it's not for us, etc. And a year later, they kept seeing us, traveling, building our business, being in a surrounding of positive people, etc. And those friends came back to us and said, hey, could you tell us more about this business? We think we are ready now. And they joined our business, etc. So you never know, so I would never cross the person out, but I just keep being friend to them, keep them involved, keep them in the loop, etc. And especially now with social media, it's easy, because when you're posting that you're going on a company trip, or you just got a car from the company, or you just got this amazing team member, or you're at the conference, or you're at the training, or you're at the Christmas party with your team, or whatever, people will keep seeing that. So people in your friend circle will keep seeing what you're doing, etc. And very often they will come to you. They will reach out to you and message you saying, hey, what is it that you do? I keep seeing you, partying and doing things or whatever, right? So it's important to keep them in the loop, and you never know, when they're going to become part of your business and when they're going to join your team, etc. So, you'll be surprised. Pardon me. Awesome, guys. So I don't see any new questions anymore. So I hope you got value from this training. Be blessed. Have a great rest of your week. Share, this webinar with your friends, with your team members, etc., so they can get value from that too. And every Thursday we meet here at 6 o'clock. We do a little training, and then we answer some questions, etc. We brainstorm together. So have a great rest of your week. And as always, guys, I'll see you at the top.